everyone raises their hand. So there you have it. You don't have to know everything as a leader. No one expects you to know everything, especially as a young leader. That's okay.
I'm telling you that even though you're facing adversity right now, even though there's something that's bothering you and there's something that's harming you right now in this very moment, I'm telling you that you matter.
It's time to rise and shine. It's time to be about that business. It's time to understand that if you want to get something out of your life, you got to be willing to work for it. I'm talking to the one that wants to go beyond the limit. I'm talking to the one that is willing to work a little bit harder than the next man or the next woman. I'm talking to the one that's been through hell. I'm talking to the one that really wants to take it to that level, yet no one has ever been when you step into that room. When you step into that environment, you got to be hungry enough to eat what is coming your way. You cannot be concerned about what can't be done.
Yeah, right now you need vision. If you're going to build legacy, if you're going to be the first in your family to accomplish some things, if you're going to break the cycles that have been running through your family, you're going to have a vision. Right now, what's your 5-year vision? Yeah, I said 5 years, but that's not even enough. You need a 10-year vision. You need a 20-year vision. You need the kind of vision that wakes you up in the morning. You need the kind of vision that drives you. You need the kind of vision that slaps you when you feel like getting tired and going to sleep. You need the kind of vision that pushes you when you don't know how you're going to continue. What's your 20-year vision? I need you to get a vision. Yeah, I need you to see what the next 10 years looks like. I need you to see what the next 5 years looks like. I need you to see yourself winning. I know that is difficult right now, but your vision said you're going to win. Yep, I know there's a storm that's coming and raging and warring against you.
And actually, when you admit that, you actually gain respect. When you ask for people's input, you actually gain respect. People get the paranoid feeling that if they don't know something, they're going to be seen as weak. It's not true. So you can just step up into the position, still be humble, still take advice. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a pushover, right? This doesn't mean that you just listen to what everyone says, you don't make any decisions. No, it actually means that you show respect to their experience, and when it comes time to make a decision, you get the best input, and then you make a decision, and you explain your decision, and if your decision is wrong, you admit it, and if it's not wrong, you push forward. So that's what you need to do. You're getting asked to be put in this position for a reason, so do it. Get some.
You need to be focused on what must be done if you feel that you are not in a position to do it. And why show up in the first place? You got to understand that it takes grit, passion, and determination to get to the level of where you want to be, but you got to understand the difference between levels. And going beyond them, you can't stay in one place and expect to get to the next place. You can't look at the sky, because beyond the sky, there's a great big universe. Now what are you going to do about it? Are you prepared to push? Are you prepared to work? Are you prepared to dig? You got the fight, you got the bush.
But you got to have a vision that keeps you in the fight, even when it feels like you're about to quit. You are the one that's got to get married. You're the one that's got to tell everybody this thing can happen. This thing can be good. And part of the reason why there's so much pressure on you is because you know that you are called to be the first. Part of the reason why you carry such weight is because you know you are called to be the first. Thank God for the second and the third and the fourth. Thank God for the last. But truth be told, you have been placed on this earth to be the first. There are many of you, you have a sword in your hand, but somebody called it a stick. And you need to say, this is not a stick, it's a sword. That's not just a book in your hand, that's your sword. That's not just an idea, that's your sword.
We're all being tested in life. In life, it's not about failing. Failing is inevitable. It's about keeping the motivation to keep moving forward the same exact path that you just failed. There's a distinct difference between a champion and someone who's just good. Let's use boxing, for instance. It's a 12-round championship bout. At the 11th round, they both go to the corners. Someone that's good sits there and thinks to himself,
and that I love you. Because the things that you are going through right now, the adversity that you're facing right now, the hurdles that you have to climb, the mountain that you need to move, can only be moved by you. So I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that I love you. I'm here to support you. I'm cheering you on. Every time you get ready to quit, I want you to think of why you started in the first place. Because you were created for greatness. You can achieve greatness. You can achieve and reach your destiny and go to a level that no one ever imagined that you.
The reality is this: there are 450 ball players in the NBA every single year. They give out 450 jerseys, and there's only 10 superstars. So while the general public focuses on the superstars, professional sports is really made up of guys like me. Every single day, I drilled the fundamentals. So now that sports got into business, I didn't focus on making money. I focused on fundamentals because I understood I made it to the NBA because I was fundamentally sound. So when I get into business, if I become fundamentally sound in business, and if I become the best in the world in business, I bet you I can make a whole lot of money. I got recruited coast to coast, and that's how I learned how to sell. The doorbell would ring. These coaches would come into my living room. They always traveled in a pack of 3. They always wore university-issue golf shirts. They always had a brochure, and they put the brochure on the coffee table. There were always 4 students on the brochure, 2 white, 1 Asian, and 1 African-American every single time. And sometimes they would substitute the Asian for a Latino. And as I collected more brochures, I began to recognize some of the same kids on different schools' brochures.
You got to give everything you have because I tell you this, weakness won't save you. All you need is the power of the strength. And the tenacity to give it everything you got. Have the love for your grit, have the love with every rep that you push out. And understand it is up to you to get the most of everything that you work so hard for. Now you got to also understand this: it ain't gonna be easy, it's not gonna be a walk in the park. There's always more to give. You've got to be willing to sacrifice, you've got to be willing to hurt, you've got to be willing to yell out.
What does it look like? Can you make it? Can you do it? Not when everybody is standing and clapping for you and cheering for you, but when nobody is around. Can you keep going? When they doubted you and didn't support you in what you believed in, that was the chance and the opportunity for you to prove them wrong. That was the chance and the opportunity to say, yeah, I can do this. Why am I telling you that? Because I understand how you feel. I understand your emotion. I understand what it feels like to be in last place. But I want you to know that you got to keep running the race and never give up. Because when you give up, you fail.
Whatever it takes, keep pushing forward. Don't you give up on your life. Don't you give up on those reps. Don't you give up on giving it what it takes to get the most of yourself. If you believe in your possibilities, then make it work for you. If you believe that that weight is too heavy, then you won't push it. If you believe that when you're running that bomb, you want to give up, you better find another way and push harder than you've ever pushed. Don't get tired, don't get weak. Find a way and make the way push your body. Push your mind, push your soul, and give it everything you got, because someone else out there may want a little better than you do now.
And then I realized, you know what? Oh my God, these aren't students, these are models, and this is big business. Your industry is big business, and whenever you have big business, it's very competitive. But in basketball, if you win by 1, you still win. If you win by 1, you still win. So when you want to compete at a high level in a very competitive business, you better pay attention to every little detail. Sometimes in franchise systems, when the leader talks about what we need to do, some of you sit there and say, oh, we don't need to do that. I'm not doing that.